we are responsible to craft our own life, and it's our relationship with the light of the creator, with Allah, the creator, basically. So it's between him and us, and if we have 100% belief and faith in him that things are going to happen the way we want, they happen. That's my personal experience. When things are not happening, it's just that you are in doubt within your own self. That's what holding you back. That's what, you know mm, things don't move in a particular direction that we would like it to be. When there is no doubt, there is no worry, there is no when there is assurance, when there is certainty, things do happen, and then that's how you craft your own life. So the good news is that you can always revisit your life and change things. If you don't like it, if you don't like something, you can always change it. um, Energy is very important to craft your life. We all understand it by now. And then there, um, not only to craft our own life, but exchanging energies with other individual is something that I'm going to talk about. Now, after many centuries, science has also come to a point where we also realize that our physical body, do absorb energy from other individuals. So there is an element of energy exchange. But if I talk about Islam, Ayatul Kursi is something that that tool has been given it to us, 1500 years ago through Quran. Because what is that? That's a protection of yourself from the other energies. And your protection, you just protect your aura, and then you submit yourself in Allah's protection. That's what the concept is of Ayatul Kursi. That's what the concept of seeking protection is, seeking refuge in his power is, so that other energies, be it shaitan, be it jinn, be it thieves in your house. And that's why when we are leaving the house, that's what we read. We read Ayatul Kursi and leave it to the protection of Allah. That's what the concept is. So then there is an energy exchange between the individuals. Okay, there are three type of energy exchanges generally that happen. One is very reactive. That's coming from a space of trauma space. When you're very attracted to the other person, mostly physical attraction, and then your relationship becomes very challenging because you are not opening the channels between each other. The attraction is very very frivolous on the surface level, and then the growth doesn't happen, which is usually happens in a very reactive manner. Because two people fighting their traumas, they get together because of their pain. It's not a love based relationship, it's a pain based relationship, and then there is a lot more reactivity of the past experiences, and that's why the growth doesn't happen. Then the next type of energy exchange is transactional. Usually it happens within, in business dealings, it's transactional. So the growth happens, but then it would be a limited growth. Or if I talk about in personal relationships, like, with siblings or in spouse or partner, you will have certain level of coherence in this relationship, but then it will be only limited growth that will allow, because you open up certain channels. Or transactional relationship is where you accept certain vulnerabilities of the other person, and you show yours, and then that's how you come together and build a family or a future together. And then the growth happens, but not to on all channels in all levels. Then it's an interactive energy exchange. Interactive energy exchange is that energy exchange where you actually feel all the channels of yourself. And if you don't feel, you're very aware, you're very conscious about your past, your present, and you're very clear about your thoughts about your future. Only then you will end up attracting that kind of a relationship, because then the other person will also be like that. And even if he or she is not like that, you will bring them up to the speed, because you will trigger those thoughts and emotions in them which are bothering them. So your partner or spouse or your child does not have to be as conscious as you are. It's just that if you are the torch bearer in that particular house or in that particular relationship, you will have to be a lot more patient. And if you're a conscious person, in any case, you will be a lot more patient with your relationship, because you would know that you know where they're coming from which space they're coming from, and slowly and gradually the other person will also grow with you in that particular space, and then they will heal themselves. And once they heal themselves, then the true potential of the relationships comes together, and then both the parties, be it in business relationship or personal relationship or mother and child relationship, then they grow out of it. And then you know the real growth comes, be it on a personal level or spiritual level or on a physical level, which is you know abundance, wealth, a lot of goodness that comes to them. So these are the typical three energy exchanges that generally we talk about. Scientists now realize that you absorb energy. Back in the day, there is a context of this that we need to be very mindful of our friends, and that's one of the reasons that that has been told to us, because you know you become your company. Whatever company you are, you become your company, because many a times what happens is a lot many people around you, they don't appreciate your growth because they know your old self only. So if they are familiar to your old self only, and if you start to grow and you start to evolve, they don't like it, because they have this fear of losing you as a person, because all their relationships, I'm sorry, may not be as generous as we would expect them to be. So the I think the growth should not stop, but someone who likes to grow and someone who wants to grow in life needs to be conscious of the fact that they need to take a little bit more responsibility to hold on to their relationship of the past. I think that's the only solution, because you grow out of your relationship, you grow out of your spaces, because if you are doing a lot more soul work and if your focus is a lot more on different dimension to grow you as a person, you know, to look for wisdom, you look for, then you don't like that drama, you don't like all the chaos that comes with a lot many I think it's fear-based love emotion that's there, because there's a lot that it comes with a lot more control. It comes with a lot more ownness of an individual. You can't own the soul. You can just even a father and a child cannot own the soul. You borrow the soul from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and Allah Taala has given you a chance to enable them to become a better person. The ownness, the owner of our souls remain Allah Taala. So you know, I think the energy is so important, and people and partners that we choose in life is becomes a lot even more important in our life. That once we are making those choices, we need to be extremely conscious of, because a lot many times when you see you spend time with your girlfriend or you know a friend or a sister or mother in your relationships, when you come back home you feel drained, you would feel drenched. How would that happen? That would only happen because the other person's negativity would start to pull you down, and then there are people you know who are victim. All the time they will crib and cry and complain about your about life, and you can see, because even I think about those people, it drains me, because it takes away a lot of your energy, positive energy, because you know Allah says he doesn't like complain, he likes sugar, he likes gratitude. So if you are in gratitude and if you truly love Allah, you are not going to complain about the day that He has crafted for you. You may have different plans and you may have different things planned for your life, and it didn't happen. Even if you gave your 100%, and then there was a trust level of 100% and faith, and it's delaying. And then sometimes there can be a delay in time, and sometimes there can be, you know, there can be so many factors, right? Allah wants you to be in gratitude. Period. He doesn't like complaint. He doesn't like your ego, because whatever is happening in your life, it's between you and Him only. Once it's between you and Him only, then it has to stay between you and Him. The minute you start complaining about it, and the minute you start bringing in other people, that takes away your power of creation. That makes you powerless. Once you are powerless, you're not going to create your life, because you are giving away that power by cribbing and crying. And that's why it's very important not to um, do backbiting, and that's why it's not permissible. Because what happens is your good energy, when you actually do the backbiting, and it's a context of the hadith, that your good energy, because his good bad deeds will come onto you, and your good energy would go onto him. So that's how the energy is exchanging, and then there is the energy exchange takes place, which is very important. Now the energy check. Last thing on in this video would be, it's very important for you to make, if you really want to work on yourself with myself, by watching these series, do the energy check. I do this all the time because I have been into this for past 15 years now. So I think I have gone to a point where I would do it anyways, so I don't have to make a chart about it. But my recommendation to anyone who really wants to work, and the beginner, um, start observing your own thoughts, start observing your own emotions, and see, maybe 3 times in a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, how did you feel about the whole time? How was your morning? Were you physically charged? What kind of thoughts were you thinking, and what kind of emotions did you have? Were you connected spiritually? Spiritually connection doesn't mean that you have to pray all the time. Spiritually connection means that you just have to be conscious of the force of the power that Allah has, and Allah is seeing us around, and He's somewhere around us, and we are protected by Him. So these are the thoughts, these are the spiritual thoughts that one needs to go by the day. So so if I would be you in your position, and I will share, just a table, a weekly table where I would want to know myself where I stand. That I usually say that energy check or energy lab test, where you are and where you want to head to. Because if you are consumed by the negative thoughts, and if you're consumed by one person in your life which you think that's making your life miserable, be it your boss, or be it your home boss, which is your wife or a husband, or your mother-in-law, or your father-in-law, or your own child, or anybody, your own mother, or your own sister, or your husband, anybody. So so if you're consumed by that thought that you are unable to do it, the more you think about it, the more lack is going to create. What is lack? Where you feel that you're not good enough, and you don't have what it takes to build a good life. So that will take away your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and that will create a lot more lack. Once there is a lot more lack, then you cannot have a harmonious relationship. So you need to change that thought, and you need to, you know um, you need to just reverse that thinking that I'm good, today was a very good day, and maybe this is what was meant to happen. Whatever has happened today, it was meant to happen this way. So I will get there. It's a journey. If even if I did not achieve it in today, I'm gonna get there in time. So that's all. And don't put yourself into too much pressure or hard space, and don't be too hard on yourself. So I would say that do the energy check, and then see where you stand, because that's very, very important to understand where you are and where you would like to head on to. So that's my message for today. Please remember me in your prayers, like I always say, and I will do the same. Thank you, and see you in my next video.